Hi, my friend. How are you? I'm Nadia, and this is House Proud. Today's house, I tell you, has a lot of history. It was built back in the 60s, and unfortunately, or fortunately, destroyed by Gilbert in the 80s. So with the help of architect Evan Williams and ever so famous Cindy Breakspeare, interior designer, they turned this house into a home. You wanna see? Stay tuned. Don't go away now. Hi, welcome back. So we're on the inside. In talking to the architect, Mr. Evan Williams, he's already identified that the house is quite eclectic. Just look at some of the pieces at the entrance. There's also a powder room for the guests right at the entrance. Follow me now while we go into the living room. Whoa, you know, the homeowner really has an excellent taste because I love elephants and so do they. Look at these. Oh, whoa. It's the head with the trunk forming the legs of the coffee table. Oh, and just look at this grand piano. Well, I've mentioned Cindy Breakspeare's name because she is the interior designer for the house. Without further ado, let's meet her now. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Nadia.
And welcome to House Proud.
Thanks, great to be here.
Well, I'm excited because this house has a lot of history behind it and you're very instrumental. Exactly what is your role though as the interior designer? What do you do?
Well, as the word interior, the name interior designer speaks for itself basically. At the time I came on board, there were areas of the house that were done. The colors in here I didn't choose. And the fabrications were in place already, but over the years, it's about 3 years now since I've been with this client. There have been many rearranging of paintings. The client is an insatiable collector, as you can see.
Yes.
And what he doesn't purchase for himself, he's given by others, because he has a great many dear friends who shower him with gifts on various occasions.
Where do they come from though?
Well, a lot of the furniture pieces come from India and Pakistan. And they're mixed in with a healthy dose of Jamaican antiques.
Yes, wonderful.
So you're going to see a lot of different types of furnishings. And the challenge really for me at this point is to make everything work. We recently rearranged this corner. He's an avid music lover. So what had happened is that a lot of instruments had collected underneath the piano. And finally I said, no, I can't live with this anymore. I've got to do something. And this wonderful piece here came from India earlier this year. So I thought, well, why not do a presentation of all the instruments.
Yeah, fabulous
so
idea.
That was what we came up with, and put some of the guitars and sitars in stands and make this a music corner with the piano.
Right.
He refers to this as a museum. He says it's no longer a living room, no, it's a museum. So.
But he really has a really excellent taste. Back in the 80s when Gilbert came, I understand that the house took a battering.
Yes.
Was this an addition after that?
Well, a lot of the house was redone at that time.
Well, Cindy, you know what? Let's just go through the veranda because this is also for entertainment, but it's just one of the areas in the house for entertainment. Now, we'll get to that other area in a moment. We have, it consists of bar counters.
Yes, there are 2 bars.
What is it made out of?
Marble and granite.
Nice. And then
And your wicker furniture.
Is it rattan or wicker?
It's actually fiberglass wicker.
Okay.
So it can stand up to the weathering. And of course your wrought iron, which again is weatherproof. And your fabrics are also umbrella, so it can take a bit of moisture here and there. And we tried to make it a bright and cheery area that would really accommodate lots of plants because the homeowner is a serious plant lover. And then once again mixed in with all of that are all your Indian artifacts, the lovely big urns, the very ornate bowls on the 2 tables. Those are from Pakistan. So
what I like are the colors, you know, because doing past shows, they always say that your house needs to be stand out, yes, but also fit in its environment. So the olivey green, the pastel yellow, even the furniture colors, it just blends so nicely with the greenery that we see from beyond the balcony.
Well, interestingly enough, the exterior of the house was grey. up until about 9 months ago. And the homeowner decided that he really wanted a change. And so after lots of experimentation, we came up with these colors. And I think that everything has really worked in beautifully now. So
He's
very happy
how do you
about that.
pronounce it? Feng Shui, Feng Shui in his place?
I wouldn't say that, no. I think that, I think some people just naturally have good feng shui and just know what seems to work where.
With them.
And I think that if you've created a harmonious environment that feels right, then the good times seem to roll.
Check out that Taj Mahal bird cage. Just simply fabulous. Well, Cindy, now is a better time than any for us to check out the dining area. Follow us. Come on. So, Cindy, we are here in the formal dining room.
Such as it is, yes. I mean, for the kind of entertaining that this client does now, it has long outgrown this space, but it still gets used on occasion. And again, it's a mix of sort of very modern, clean lines with the traditional Indian hand-painted screens, for example.
Fabulous.
And all the paintings are also Indian birds hand-painted with raw silk window treatments. And so it's an eclectic mix once again.
And across from the formal dining room now, we have the kitchen.
Yes.
Which houses just a simple breakfast table. Quite open. I love his stove. It's quite open. I love his stove. His stove is like those real restaurant type, you know. Industrial
yeah,
type.
See, well, it has
units.
to be to keep up with the load. Yeah.
Now we can move on to the pool
area,
side.
bedrooms,
Yeah.
sure.
Wonderful. You lead the way.
All right.
I see the pool, I hear water, and I know that's part of the entertainment
that's
center
the
up
waterfall
there.
up there that you're hearing, yes.
As well as there's a
Jacuzzi just there.
This is wonderful. Nice. Still the
water
greenery.
everywhere.
You can't miss the plants anywhere. They're
Yeah, they're
everywhere.
wonderful, yes.
Yes, very healthy
Wonderful.
looking. So, Cindy, tell me now, what as a decorator and designer, what tips do you have for those out there who just don't know where first to begin in decorating their home, colors to use? I know it's a bigger picture than that, but how do you achieve your goal when it comes to whatever house you're doing, or in this case, this particular home?
Well, I think the main thing is you have to really sit with your client and speak with them and find out what their likes and dislikes are, how they feel about color. Do they like soft color, intense color? What color do they hate? You really have to invest some time in getting to know your client and their taste, because at the end of the day, the house should really reflect them and not you.
Right.
The house, when they look around, they should see choices they made. They should see pieces they selected. And they should be able to remember the moment when they saw just that wonderful table or light fixture that they so loved. Your job is to make it all work.
Fit the pieces of the puzzle.
And it's a very personal relationship because you're in their homes, you're in their bedrooms, you're in their bathrooms, you're in their closets. It is a relationship that needs to be built on a great deal of trust and just the belief that you will care for their space as you would your own, treat it with respect, make it comfortable, and keep all the evils out.
Exactly.
So,
Do you still see this house as a work in progress?
always,
Yes.
always, because it's always evolving and growing. As you can see, and having spoken with the architect, you have a good idea of where it started out and where it is now. It has grown so much. Areas that were once the hub of activity, at least one night a week, are now barely used at all because the numbers have grown and so forth and so on. So it's always evolving. And there needs to be someone who's paying attention to detail, and particularly in a home like this that has so much stuff, it's very, very challenging to stay on top of it.
Well, Cindy, I am so impressed with what I've seen thus far, and I can't wait to see the sleeping area. Thank you so much for coming, though. I know you have a busy schedule. I appreciate you coming on the show and taking your time out. Oh, I think you're fabulous work.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me, considering I'm really just a novice in this business.
I don't think so.
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
Well, we gotta go to commercial break, but stay. Don't move a muscle, because then we're gonna see the sleeping areas and there's so much more in store. See you soon. Hi, welcome back. Well, we're about to go and take a look at the sleeping areas, right? Remember? So come on, follow me. This is one of the guest bedrooms in the house, and it houses twin beds, locally made. They're Jamaican antiques. The center table that houses, you know, your vase with flowers right in between the two headlamps, bedside lamps, comes from Mexico. These two pieces in particular come from India, two side tables. And in the middle is this nice Indian cabinet that houses television set. You'll notice that the warmth of the room comes from the coral color that's on the wall, and it has a faux finish, just a simple wash. Well, it also has its own bathroom. Really cool color on the inside too. Come check it out. In the bathroom, as you can see, there's this cute little piece of artwork. It's actually made out of some form of metal. But the color on the wall, you notice, is quite similar to what was in the bedroom, but it's just a darker contrast. And you know what else is unique? The shower curtains were made by the designer. Believe it or not, it's just burlap. Let's proceed now to the sleeping bedrooms upstairs. Come check out one of the other rooms in the house. Just so cool and green. One of the cool things I like is the faux finish on this wall. If you look at it, you think it was wallpaper, but it's not. Quite time consuming, Cindy says, but worth every sweat of the brow. Housed with double bed, all again Jamaican antique. Simple dresser. Looks like this may be where they house the television set. Ta-da! That's right. Hides the TV really nicely. This bedroom also has its own bathroom. There's quite a tropical thing happening in this bathroom, and it extends actually into the bedroom. You notice on the wall there's a darker green, which is a nice contrast, keeping in the theme of the color of the bedroom. And I just love the shower curtains in this bathroom. You want to know why? Look at this. They're so cute, the shower rings to go with the curtains. Oh, and again, simple material, burlap. Okay, let's move now to the next bedroom. Come on. This is the other room, guest room in the house, and it houses cool canopy bed. Really cool colors in here, yellows, purples, blues. Again, Jamaican antique furniture throughout, with a couple of Indian pieces. there's also the bathroom. Each bedroom houses its own bathroom. Again, cool colors. Simple, quite small. Nice little lilac with yellow. One of the key things I noticed in this house, they got mirrors everywhere. But check this out. This is just a cute love seat. This corner is just so cozy. Gives you a Moroccan feel, you know, with the hanging shades and all. This cute little angel with trumpet with wings. Well, stay tuned because when we come back, we still gotta go outside and meet Evan Williams, the architect responsible for this design. Don't go away now. The architect, Evan Williams. You heard me mention his name earlier? That's right. Hi, Evan.
How are you, young lady?
Good, I'm very fine, and thanks for coming to Housebrow.
It's really my pleasure. Thank you for
Evan,
asking.
I love your house. And I know, and I say it's your house because it's your house. How
Wow.
has it been for you? You've told me that it's been a work in progress for the past, what, 20-something years?
23 years. we've
You're
been
not
working on this
tired
house.
to it, my friend?
No, 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 no. It's always great fun, particularly when you have a client that's willing to spend the time. You know, that's so important. This, where we're standing, is the cathedral, which is the main entertainment pavilion.
Right, we've already
For the
identified one of the areas, which is the veranda.
The veranda, yeah.
Out on the, what corner is that of the house?
Well, that's the western side of the house.
Western side of the house.
Yeah.
Why
Sure.
you call it cathedral?
Well, that's sort of, we inherited the name. The fact that it's a large, uninterrupted space, the cathedral-style ceiling, the stained glass windows, spectacular at night, and of course the open kitchen where there's
Yes.
clearly a lot of entertainment goes on.
Fabulous. I mentioned to you earlier that it feels like a resort, you know, and you guys are going to see why as we walk further into the, what would you call?
Well,
that
the
wing
garden, the house, besides being the focal point of the whole estate, let us say, the garden and the bar pavilion, as well as the theater pavilion, really becomes the focus. There's far more outdoor living than indoor living on this particular house. I might add that all of the construction that you see was done locally. Local artisans, not only metalwork, woodwork. The artifacts, though, come from all over the world. The client is an inveterate collector of art,
That's
as
what we've
displayed
seen.
by some of the
Yeah.
things around.
And here we have the bar,
Yeah, yeah.
which serves for also the garden theater, which we'll see in a moment, as well as the cathedral.
That is correct. That's correct. I think, you know, we don't give enough credit to our local artisans. There's quite a collection of kois here, and of course they sort of originate just below the waterfall to my right, and then they follow the pond and go under the bridge, and then under the other bridge, and then into a main
Two
pond.
bridges. This is so
So there are
wonderful.
several hundred kois here. Now, mind you, we're in the area of the garden theater.
Yes. So you've surrounded the garden theater with water elements, bar features, cathedral for dancing, a gazebo for kids if you want to just chill out and look at movies. And whoa, tell me a bit about the layout of the house. Why did you lay the house out in that manner?
To go back originally, I became involved when it was a simple house and did some minor renovations for the client. Unfortunately, along came Gilbert. Well, Gilbert destroyed the original house. I didn't design the original house. It was already built and terribly, terribly interesting. But anyways, the decision was to build a new house satisfying certain requirements of the brief. For example, the swimming pool, the jacuzzi. This was a garden. The waterfall and all of that business wasn't here. The main house was turned into a 3-bedroom house on 3 levels. And of course, when you were in the original veranda area,
Yes.
you looked across and you saw this expanse of lawn down below. Well, that wasn't there.
So Evan, I don't know, but to me this house is complete as it is. Do you foresee any other changes in the future?
Well, there's a lot more that will be done here. I mean, it's not by any means finished.
Oops, did I hit you?
No, but you know, the thing is, a house is never really complete.
You're never
And-
satisfied. The homeowner always wants to do a little bit more.
there's some surprises yet to come. You know.
What about tips for our audience who, you know, they want them house look like this now?
Well, you know, I must tell you, when I was in college, I read a book written by a wonderful architectural historian. It's called Architecture Without Architects. Now, I may be in the minority here. I think the biggest tip I could give to anyone who wishes to build a house is for them to make a concerted decision to work harder than I. In other words, I'm simply a facilitator. You have to spend the time. You have to do the research. You have to cut up the magazines, and you have to sketch and write down things. The argument is, well, I should be able to interpret that for you, which is fine. But like I say, this house took 20-something years. I've worked on houses that have taken 5 years, 10 years, I told you about it. And simply because the clients need to understand that they are as much responsible
Right.
for the...
Because you're not going to be the
project.
one
I'm not gonna
essentially
live there.
living
No,
in
no.
the house. So they gotta
I want my
find their
room,
own-
you know. I wanna be able to-
So you have a special room that we don't know about here.
Ah,
Evan.
oh gosh, we're building one. I'll show. No, I'm kidding. It's down below.
Well, Evan, thank you so much for coming on House Proud. It's been such a pleasure showing us your fabulous creation. Until we meet again next time.
Well, thank you for having me. Hope we can do that again soon.
I hope so.
All right then.
Okay, folks. Well, you know, it's that time now. I gotta go. Yeah, right. You know the drama. But I miss you guys. I know you're gonna miss me too. But stay tuned because I'll be back next week, and we'll see another fabulous creation by. We don't know yet. This is Nadia signing out for House Proud. Love you bad. Bye. May God bless your home now. Bye. Hi, I'm Nadia. Join me on my next episode of House Proud, when we feature a home designed by architect Evan Williams, and on the inside, designed by Cindy Breakspeare. See you then.